Ladies and gentlemen, we will begin our program in approximately 2 minutes. A reminder that the auction and raffles are now closed. At this time, we ask that you please find your tables and settle into your seats. Our program will begin in approximately 2 minutes. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to begin our program. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Hofstra Athletics Pride Club Golf Outing and Hall of Fame Induction Ceremony. My name is Sadiq Faruqi. I am thrilled to serve as the host of tonight's great event. Before we begin, we would like to ask that you join us in a moment of silence as we remember several members of the Hofstra Athletics family who passed away this past year. Past Hofstra Athletics Pride Club President Bob Bernstein. Men's lacrosse alumnus Rich Stecker. Men's basketball alumnus Demetrius Dudley. Women's basketball, field hockey, and softball alumnus and Hall of Fame inductee Diane Hoban. Men's basketball alumnus and Hall of Fame inductee Stephen Dunn. Men's basketball alumnus and Hall of Fame inductee Bill Theben. Men's basketball alumnus and Hall of Fame inductee Pat Kammerer. And former men's basketball assistant coach and Hall of Fame inductee Larry Keating. Thank you. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to extend a special thank you to the Huntington Crescent Club and Kim Hint for all of her assistance today and in the months and weeks leading up to this event. We would also like to thank our major sponsors at the outing. Title sponsor Steve Napolitano and the AmTrust Group. Platinum sponsor the Compass Group. Platinum sponsor Commencement Flowers. Brunch sponsor, the Ryan family and the Lantec Group. Lunch sponsor, Friends of Hofstra Softball. Reception sponsor, our friends from WB Mason. Dinner sponsor, the Ratchin family. Golfer car sponsor, Chris Amplo and JC Steele. Gift sponsor, the Canefri Family Foundation. Putting green supporter, the National Guard. Driving range sponsor, William Bradley and the TSS Group. Driving range sponsor, Tony Paratini and Signature Bank. We would also like to acknowledge some special guests that are here with us tonight. Hofstra University President, Dr. Susan Poser. Trustee Mike Seaman. Senior Vice President Dolores Frederick. Senior Vice President for Financial Affairs and Treasurer, Catherine Hennessy. Vice President for Development and Alumni Affairs and Chief Development Officer, Alan Kelly. Vice President for University Relations, Melissa Connolly. Vice President for Facilities and Operations, Joe Barkwell. Vice President for Student Affairs, W. Houston Doherty. Vice President for Digital Innovation and Technology, Steve Fabiani. Vice President for Legal Affairs and General Counsel, Jennifer Moan. Vice President for Enrollment Management, Jessica Eads. Interim Provost, Janet Lenahan. And Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer, Cornell Craig. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend my thanks to Hofstra University Athletics for allowing me to serve as host tonight. We have an outstanding class of 6 inductees that have meant so much to Hofstra Athletics and Hofstra University. Having served as a broadcaster for WRHU during the careers of Antoine Agudio, Marcus Colston, and Liz Ann Murphy, it is a thrill to play a small role in their Hall of Fame inductions. While I did not cover Lisa Shevardini, Tom Kessler, or John Massa while they competed, I'm very familiar with their accomplishments as they rank among the all-time Hofstra greats in their respective sports. Once again, I thank you for the chance to be here tonight. And now, let us begin tonight's program by welcoming the newest member of the Hofstra University family, beginning her 3rd week as president. Let's hear it for Hofstra President Dr. Susan Poser.
Well, thank you, Sadiq. Good evening, and welcome to this exciting event where we induct a new class of Hofstra athletes into the Hall of Fame. I'm just so delighted to be here welcoming all of you. As you heard, I begin my 3rd week as the president of Hofstra. I've received a very, very warm welcome on campus and from alumni of Hofstra far and wide, and I am bullish on the future of this great university, academically and athletically. Congratulations to all of our Hofstra athletes on this great honor. What an impressive group of athletes and role models you all are. Tonight's inductees have an amazing array of accomplishments as record setters in their sport, successful people in their respective fields, and dedicated members of their communities, and even an Olympian. Each of you so wonderfully models the fact that Hofstra not only nurtures our students' athletic prowess as undergraduates, but also sets them up for success in their lives and their careers. Anyone who knows anything about collegiate sports, and really any organized sport, knows that first and foremost, it is about dedication, hard work, and leadership. All skills that are critical to being successful in one's career and in one's life. This past year, our current Hofstra athletes were asked to demonstrate these skills more than they probably ever were before and hopefully ever will have to again. And they all rose to the occasion. They persisted through the disappointment and the radical adaptation that this global pandemic required of them. They not only competed well in collegiate athletics, but also achieved a combined 3.5 grade point average during the spring 2021 semester, which was the 18th semester in a row above a 3.0. I wish I could take some credit for that, but obviously I can't. Together, the athletic staff and student athletes set a standard for excellence in multiple ways on and off the field, including 4 All-Americans and participation in the NCAA championships in 2 sports. Many of our individual athletes also excelled, including baseball student athlete Mark Fiello, a cancer survivor who is the recipient of the CAA Randolph Inspiration Award, and softball student athlete Christine Hallam, which I think was announced today, is a nominee for the NCAA Woman of the Year Award. Off the field, that deserves a hand. Off the field, I'm so proud that Hofstra Athletics was on the forefront of addressing diversity, inclusion, and social justice with the formation of the Hofstra for All and the No Locker for Racism initiatives. These are thoughtful and powerful initiatives that we must continue to support and to grow in the coming year. Now, before closing, getting on to the real event, I want to give a big shout out to the entire athletics staff at Hofstra and to its leader, Vice President Rick Cole, the Hofstra Athletic Director who walks the walk every day as an example of integrity, grit, and compassion. And I doubt, again, that this was ever more needed or more well executed than during this challenging year. So let's take a moment to recognize Rick and the entire Hofstra athletic staff for their extraordinary efforts this year. And will Rick and the staff please rise so that we can recognize you? Well, they're all too modest. So let's now get on for the main event that we're all here for. And thank you very much, and go Pride.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear once again for President Poser. It is now time to hear from Hofstra University Vice President and Director of Athletics, Rick Cole Jr., who just completed his third full year at Hofstra University.
Thank you. I can't wait until you are back in the MAC and we hear that voice bellowing at our basketball games. Today is a great day of gratitude, and gratitude, I think, is what filled me. Gratitude when I was done playing golf because I was so bad today that the day was over. That's one. Two, when we came here, those of you who did golf, on every hole, you met the faces of our current student athletes here at Hofstra. Our student athletes, some of the coaches that represent our great program and our great institution. And the energy that they greeted us with on every single hole and how excited they were to be back. They are so prideful to what we nickname and talk about to wear the laundry, to wear the uniform. And the hybrid of today and the gratitude of today is that we take great responsibility. There are so many Hall of Famers in this room, and we're about to induct another 6. And we take responsibility knowing the tradition, a rich tradition, that is Hofstra, and that is Hofstra Athletics, and the years of dedication and sacrifice that was done before we arrived to the campus, both as athletes, new coaches, and administrators. It's a responsibility we take immense pride and know that responsibility. But when you see the history of our past gathered in this room, and we honor you today, I thought a little bit about 33 years ago when I hit the freshman campus at my institution, and I was getting timed in my time miles on August 21st, 1988. And you fast forward now in 2021, and you see the challenges that face our current student athletes. And those of us who at one time had our turn, we all know that there are some challenges we face as student athletes as you try to have life in the balance of academics, athletics, and life's development, and as we prepare to continue our journeys. So I say with great gratitude to our Hall of Famers that are in the room, thank you for building a program that we get to inherit and safeguard and try to build champions. We stand on your shoulders, the shoulders of giants that are truly responsible for our athletics program. So when people say congratulations to us at any given point, we are humble enough to know what we've inherited and the responsibility we have. So I'd like to take a moment, if we can. There are some Hall of Famers in the room. If you could just please stand. And when the president tells us to stand, we better stand a little quicker next time, just for the record. But if the Hall of Famers that are in the room could please stand, I would appreciate it. Today is a day when we get to say thank you. Today's a day when we get to honor. Today's a day we get to celebrate. We talk all the time in our department about the process and about the journey and about the responsibility we have to position our student athletes for success. We talk about building champions. You see, winning championships is the destination. The process is about building champions. And we don't do it alone. And championships just aren't going to be won at the end of the fall or in March or at the end of spring. Championship behaviors need to be a thought process and an everyday behavior, and it's a collective responsibility for our entire program. And there's so many people behind the scenes that make this a reality. We recognize the efforts of our cabinet, and it's a cabinet that I get to work with hand in hand, and who over the last 18 months and during my 3 years have done a tremendous job. Our success will happen only because of the institution, its leadership, and those that have had the opportunity to wear the laundry. From our donors in the room, we are going to hopefully, knock wood, break a record with the number of donors this year for athletics. Because of your generosity and your investment and your fortune or your time, that will be the reason our student athletes will have the chance to be successful. So it's the $50 donor today, the $100,000 donor tomorrow, the $10 million donor. Everybody is playing a small piece in the investment in what I believe is one of our greatest commodities at this great institution, and that's our student athletes. I think Dr. Posa did an awesome job of highlighting how we build champions in academics and how we're leading in academics. You'd be so proud of our student athletes and our coaches who spend so much time in investing in our student athletes, but also find time to dedicate to the community that which we live to make it a better community, because we know our responsibility in that. And we always talk about building champions in athletics. Show me a competitor that doesn't want to win. I'm not sure if they're a competitor, right? Show me a competitor that hates to lose a little more than wanting to win. That's really the competitor we like. But during the hardest times of the last 18 months, our athletes showed up. They showed up with passion and commitment, and it was hard. Our coaches, I'm so proud of our coaching staff, and I would be remiss if I didn't take a few moments. There's a lot of pressure for success, and the navigation to do it with integrity and to do it the right way without any opportunity to sacrifice isn't always the easy thing until it's the only thing. And our coaches are 100% committed to the academic success of our student athletes, their futures, and certainly athletics. But COVID also reminded us during that time what a family means, what a true team means. And this Hofstra team that you are all a part of, we don't get through those 18 months without exceptional leadership of our coaches and all of you that played a hand in helping us. So with great gratitude, I want to be sure that we are thanking you with all sincerity. You have a choice where to spend your time. You have a choice where to spend your investment of your donations. Please know that we value and appreciate it and will not be shy in asking for your continued support. So I'm going to wait till the end of the evening before we ask you again so you can enjoy the 6 honorees. But to the 6 honorees directly and to the 2 other award recipients, we are here to celebrate you. We know that by celebrating you, we celebrate Hofstra, because you are some of the greatest people to walk across the stage and represent this institution. So thank you for what you've done. Thank you for allowing us to honor you here today, and I really hope that you find tonight special because you deserve it. Go Pride. We'll see you at the games.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear once again for Director of Athletics, Rick Cole Jr. Thank you, Rick. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to recognize past and present members of the Hofstra Athletics Pride Club Board in attendance with us tonight. Past President Colonel E. David Wojcik, Neil Katz. Matt Schwartzberg. PJ Bjornaby. Jay McKenna. Don Leisman. Nick Gallo. And John Frew. Let's welcome our current Pride Club board members, Greg Polly, Emily Corzel, Linda Caruso, Larry Bloom, Steve Kiernan, and Pride Club President Tony Paratini. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce Pride Club President Tony Paratini, a Hofstra men's lacrosse alumnus, and ask him to offer a few words.
Thanks, Steve. Well, Rick's here 3 years, and President Poser's here 3 weeks, so I guess that makes me the old guy in the room. Don't really feel that, but here 40 years. Just a few things to unpack tonight. Welcome President Poser to Hofstra University. Like just to say, maybe you just met the cool kids in the room, but I know there's a lot of cool kids that don't play sports. But we do have a lot of fun in this room. A lot of close people, a lot of close relationships, and I want to welcome to the Hofstra athletic family. I want to acknowledge a Pride Board Club member tonight, Greg Polly. You know, it's a weird collision, Greg and I. We walked on campus in 1982. He played baseball, Hall of Famer. I think Ken Singleton is the only guy in this campus that had a higher batting average than Greg Polly, but he'll never let you know that. And I never met Greg. Maybe a kid from Farmingdale, a kid from Hicksville didn't hook up, and a baseball guy, a lacrosse guy didn't hook up. But I got to tell you, he's one of the coolest guys, one of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met in my life. He's being honored tonight with his wife Chrissy, for the work they've done around juvenile diabetes. They've raised millions of dollars for a passionate, a heartfelt influence for them in their lives. That is an affliction they want to help. And I have to say 2 words about Greg tonight, so hopefully you bear with me for that. Congratulations to all the Hall of Fame inductees. Their statistics and their calculus are undeniable. You meet these people, and their body of work, what they've done with their lives is also incredible. I feel like my whole life just flew by me. Marcus Colston, Antoine Agudio, Tommy Kessler, greatest smile in men's lacrosse history. 2001, Kessler, my alumni, and up in the bleachers at West Point, trailing UVA by 5 goals. I think we all fell down the bleachers together. I just said that to Tommy today when he scored a goal in overtime to beat heavily favored Cavaliers. And I can't believe that's 20 years ago, Cass. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Congratulations to the entire new class of alumni. I have a quick story around my love for this university, love for the athletics of this university. I have my degree, so I don't leave that off the table, but the things I learned in athletics, taught me just as much as I learned in the classroom. And it's a collision these days of fun and the Hofstra athletic family, celebrating Hofstra athletic greats, and just a quick story that maybe captures all that. I got a son, learning impaired child. I think he's 11 or 12 years old in 2005. I don't know how we got Rick on a chartered plane to South Carolina. I don't know how that happened, the two of us, AJ and I, and Coach Gardy realized it's AJ's birthday, his 11th or 12th birthday on that plane. And he gets off, and we go through football teams, workout for a tremendous game, Furman versus Hofstra. I have a sponge mind for the things I want to remember in my life around athletics. 44-41, Hofstra losing double overtime. I think Marcus Colston had like 10 catches. He served hot dogs at halftime. But here's what he did the day before. Joe Gardy, he's a little guy. He's timid. He's kind of shy, right? He scared the crap out of AJ. And he gets on Coach Gardy's cart, and he jumps in the cart, and he tells AJ to drive the cart. He runs through the field, and he's going through, and he meets this guy, 21-year-old Marcus Colston, and he sees AJ shaking at his stuff. Marcus walks off the practice line. He's catching balls one-handed, darts all over the place. Gives AJ his helmet, takes a football, signs that football, and I swear, my name is Anthony Perettini, every time Marcus Colston scored a touchdown or made a big catch on CBS or Fox for his whole adolescence, AJ would say the line, "There goes that guy again, Dad." Way before Mark Jackson was saying it on ESPN about some basketball guy. And I got to tell you, AJ, stand up. Where are you? There's Marcus Colston, AJ, the guy that, you know. So I think that story just, he didn't know AJ, and Marcus stopped his shit to do what he had to do to be decent and kind to a kid that he saw shaking in his own diaper. And I'll never forget that. It's representative of the people that are being honored tonight. Just think that story captures everything I feel about how special this day is to me. And congratulations to the entire class. Look forward to doing much more things that connect us all together in the future. Thanks again. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pride Club President Tony Perettini. Sharing a great story which captures the essence of Hofstra athletics, of Hofstra University, and the family that is Hofstra University. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our golf awards. By a show of hands, who played today? Now, if you want to keep the hands up, who played well today? I see one hand, so we got a modest crowd here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if we call your name, Jerry, if you want to raise your hand, Jerry in the back of the room, you will go see him for your team and individual awards when your name is called. All right. Longest drive for the women on the 9th hole, Emily Corzell. Longest drive for the men on the 9th hole, Mike Talabon. Closest to the pin, 3rd hole with a winning distance of 7 feet 5 inches from the pin, Matt Perettini. 6th hole with a winning distance of 11 feet from the pin, Stephen Kiernan. 13th hole with a winning distance of 4 feet 3 inches from the pin, Scott Pemberton. 17th hole with a winning distance of 9 feet 9 inches from the pin, Alex Caruso. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time now for the 50-50 raffle. And to help us with that, please welcome your head coach for your Hofstra Pride men's basketball team, Speedy Claxton. And while we get set up for that, we will announce our team winner with a combined score of 59 is the team with Steve Napolitano, Steve Cohen, Paul LaDuca, and Doc Gooden. All right. $10 board first. We'll do the $10 board first. Let's see what we have. Number 1, and that is for? Rob V. Congratulations for the $10 golf ball raffle. All right, $20. $43. Steve Knapp. Congratulations. So Rob V and Steve Knapp. Oh, he gave it back. Steve Knapp gave it back. Okay. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear once again for Speedy Claxton, head coach of your Hofstra Pride men's basketball team. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to present two special Hofstra Athletics Pride Club Recognition Awards, starting with the Jack Lenz Award. The Jack Lenz Award is presented in recognition of exceptional and dedicated service for more than 20 years to the Hofstra Athletics Pride Club and Hofstra University Department of Athletics in support of athletics and academics. This year, the award is presented to Judith Ann Salerno, an adjunct professor and university supervisor at Hofstra in the Health Studies and Kinesiology Department. Judy has been a member of the Pride Club since 1990. Judy joined the Hofstra faculty in 1999 after retiring from her physical education teaching career in the Belmore Central High School District. In her role at Hofstra, Judy supervises physical education student teachers. Many of her students have been Hofstra student athletes, and she has taken a great pride in assisting them develop their teaching skills and techniques. An avid fan of Hofstra athletics, you can often find her in the stands at Pride sporting events, both home and away. She gifted the scoreboard at Bill Edwards Stadium in 2006 and has been a donor to many athletic projects throughout her affiliation with the Pride Club. Judy earned her bachelor's degree in physical education from Adelphi University and a master's degree in special education from Hofstra. She's a graduate of New Rochelle High School, where she was a classmate of Hofstra Athletics Hall of Fame softball coach Bill Edwards. Please join us in recognizing Judith Ann Salerno. Ladies and gentlemen, our next award is the Joseph M. Margiata Award. This award is given by the Hofstra University Department of Athletics in recognition of extraordinary dedication, generosity, and service to the Hofstra University Athletics Pride Club and Hofstra Athletics. This year, the Margiata Award winners are Greg and Christine Polly. Greg, a member of the Hofstra Athletics Hall of Fame class of 2013, was an All-American baseball player at Hofstra in the mid-1980s. He was a two-time All-East Coast Conference selection and led the nation in RBIs per game in 1985 and 1986. He holds the Hofstra career mark for batting average at .446, which ranks 9th all-time in NCAA Division I history. Following graduation, Greg played minor league baseball for several years and is currently Senior Vice President at MSC Industrial Direct on Long Island. Christine was a decorated high school athlete at Division Avenue High School in Levittown and went on to a successful career in nursing with many years spent at Schneider's Children's Hospital, Long Island Jewish Medical Center. Both Greg and Christine are longtime supporters of Hofstra Athletics, with Greg serving on the executive board of the Pride Club. The couple, who celebrate 30 years of marriage this October, are the proud parents of 3 children, also support other worthwhile charities, and are deeply involved in the fight against diabetes. Please welcome our Joseph M. Margiata Award winners, Greg and Christine Polly. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to begin our Hall of Fame inductions. We would first like to acknowledge all the Hofstra Athletics Hall of Famers in attendance tonight. Please stand when your name is called. Linda Caruso. Speedy Claxton. Bill Edwards. Greg Polly. Nick Gallo. Larry Bloom. Eric Schmiesing. Zach Wright. And members of the 1975-1976 men's basketball team. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for all of our Hofstra Athletic Hall of Famers. Privilege and an honor to have them here with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, our first Hall of Fame inductee is two-time All-American men's lacrosse student athlete Tom Kessler. Tom graduated as the program's all-time leading goal scorer and currently ranks second on the career goals list. Tom always had a knack for big goals and, as you will see in the video, scored one of the biggest in program history.
A men's lacrosse student athlete from 1999 through 2002, Tom Kessler graduated as Hofstra's all-time leading goal scorer with 140 and was third all-time with 207 points. He currently ranks second on the Pride's career goals list and is fourth in points. Kessler is just one of four players in the storied history of the Pride men's lacrosse program to have more than 200 career points. A two-time USILA All-America selection, Kessler earned third-team honors in 2001 and second-team accolades in 2002. He was also a three-time All-Conference selection, earning All-America East recognition in 2000 and 2001 and All-Colonial Athletic Association honors in 2002. As a junior in 2001, Kessler would score one of the biggest goals of his career as he found the back of the net in overtime to give Hofstra a 15-14 victory in the NCAA tournament over Virginia.
It's an honor to speak to everybody today on behalf of Tom Kessler and his induction into the Hofstra University Athletic Hall of Fame. Incredibly well deserved. Congratulations, Tom. When you think about Hofstra lacrosse players, we always kid around, but we think about the turnpike. And Tommy certainly epitomized the turnpike guy. Undersized, but underestimated. But once you stepped on the field, one of the best that ever played the game.
After graduation, Kessler played professionally in Major League Lacrosse with the Baltimore Bayhawks, Bridgeport Barrage, Philadelphia Barrage, and the Long Island Lizards.
Besides his incredible will, it wasn't so much that he was 5'7", 150 pounds probably on a good day, but it was the size of his heart. Nobody had greater heart. Nobody played with more enthusiasm, more compassion for his teammates. Great teammate, great person, a Hofstra man, a scrapper on the turnpike.
Kessler currently works in the medical device sales field and is married with 4 children. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tom Kessler.
Wow, 5'7", huh? Get the tape out now, Jerry. 5'9", 5'9". Okay? Maybe listed in the roster book as 5'10", but that's okay. At least I wasn't listed as 6'1" like Evan LaPena, formerly Costuca. Oh boy, all right. So, first I would like to thank Hofstra University for giving me the opportunity to play lacrosse, which led me to standing here today. I'm very honored and humbled to be inducted into the Hofstra Hall of Fame. I'm even more honored to be standing alongside an unbelievable class of inductees. I'd like to recognize and thank the selection committee for thinking me worthy of such an honor. I also can't fail to mention the entire Hofstra Athletic Department for putting on this great event, especially the guys I've gotten to know recently, Rick Cole Jr., Brian Graff, Jerry Hubschman, of course, J.R. Tinian, Coach Seth Tierney, and the entire lacrosse staff, both past and present.
I would not be standing here today if it weren't for all the extremely influential coaches I was lucky to play for along the way. Bill Miltenberg was one of my Hicksville High School lacrosse coaches. He taught me one of the most valuable lessons that has helped guide me through not only my lacrosse career, but through life. I was told luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. From that point on, there was never an opportunity that I didn't prepare for. Well, except for having 4 kids. Because no matter what you do, read, or watch on YouTube, nothing ever prepares you for life with 4 kids. When I made the decision to play lacrosse for Hofstra, I had the honor and privilege to play for some amazing coaches. Coach Stanowski, unfortunately he's going to get a phone call. Coach Tierney, Coach Smith, and many others. I will always be thankful to Coach Stanowski for being the guy who tried to instill values in us, to think outside the box, and to make us understand that we have a finite time playing lacrosse. He explained there's a much bigger world out there, and you need to value the time you have here on the field. My favorite Dinoism was a very simple but very profound message, and it goes like this. Act like you've been there before, and to succeed in this world, don't be a dick. Thank you, Coach Dino. Then there's Coach Tierney. He was a young assistant at Hofstra during my first 2 years, and then he left and went to Hopkins. He was the good cop. Coach T always had a witty comment, a joke, and was known for poking fun at guys to get a good laugh. One fond memory I have of Coach T, actually I probably can't talk about that up here. Coach T and I still have a great relationship. He is full of wisdom, and I've always looked up to him as a mentor and a friend. Thanks, Coach T. Lastly, I would like to acknowledge Coach Smith. Coach Smith was the coach that made me the player that I am most proud of. He had a way of bringing out the best in me. His approach was somewhat abrasive and direct, but it worked for me. Coach Smith made me a tackman my first year at Hofstra. I had always played midfield my entire life, but I trusted his guidance and direction. I followed his every word. He gave me the confidence I needed to succeed, and he broke down the nuances of the game. For all his directness and wisdom and guidance, I'm forever grateful for him. Aside from the impactful coaches, I would not be standing up here today if it wasn't for my teammates. All 4 years, we bought into a system. We bought into our roles, and we banded together and truly played as a team. I was successful not only because my coaches put us in the right places, but because my teammates executed a game plan. I was successful because my team made me better. Accepting an award like this is accepting that I was lucky enough to play with some of the best players and friends that if given the choice, I would draft myself. Jerry, maybe not so much you. Just kidding. Lacrosse is a team game, and I feel my teammates are just as deserving of an award like this as I am. Aside from coaches and teammates, the most influential of all of them is my family. I don't believe I'd be standing up here today if it wasn't for my mom and dad instilling in me the necessary traits to be a successful person, let alone an athlete. The many things that parents try to teach their kids. The value of hard work, to never give up, be kind, be your own person, and the list goes on. Sorry. My mom likes to take credit for my athletic ability and always reminisces on the thousands of balls she used to throw in the backyard for me to catch. I remember every one of them. I can remember when I first started out, my dad used to catch lacrosse balls with a baseball mitt for hours in the front of our house, because obviously my dad couldn't use a lacrosse stick. We would play at the park or anywhere I could bring my stick. You were both instrumental in making me believe anything is possible, stand out in a crowd, you can do anything you set your mind to, and always give 110% no matter what you're doing. If I never thanked you guys for being there for me and helping me get to where I am today, thank you. You also blessed me with my first ever teammates, my siblings. Thank you to Marybeth, Karen, and Stephen for teaching me what it means to be a team player. Lastly, but certainly not least, I would like to say thank you to my wife, Julia. She and I started dating when I was a sophomore at Hofstra, and she was a freshman at Towson. I know. So obviously, she also played a role in who I am today. Want to talk about being lucky? I don't have a quote or saying to talk about how lucky I am to have met her so long ago, but anyone that knows her knows that I am the lucky one. Julia has always made me a better person, brother, son, friend, and now father. I couldn't have done it. Couldn't have done it without you by my side. I'm so proud to be standing up here today in front of my family and friends, accepting this great honor. When I think back to all the memories, the successes and failures, the things that stand out the most is the relationships and bonds I have formed. When I look into the crowd, I see not only the teammates I battled with on the field, but I see friends that are now like family. Last thing I want to say is directed to my kids who already have a love for lacrosse. This makes me so proud to see them having the same passion for a sport that I love. Whether it's lacrosse or any sport, remember that whatever you put into it, you'll get out of it. I want you to be lucky. I want you to be as lucky as I was, but remember, make your own luck, be prepared, and make every opportunity count. I hope this takes you as far, if not farther than it took me. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next inductee, John Massa, is one of the most decorated student athletes in Hofstra history. All-American, CAA champion, CAA Wrestler of the Year. There was not much that he did not accomplish on the mat.
The only three-time All-American in Hofstra wrestling history, John Massa placed 7th at the NCAA Championships in 2003, 3rd in 2005, and 5th in 2006. He is also one of just 3 four-time Colonial Athletic Association champions, with titles in 2002, 2003, 2005, and 2006. Massa was the 2006 Colonial Athletic Association Wrestler of the Year and a member of the CAA Silver Anniversary Wrestling Team. He ranks 5th all-time at Hofstra with 126 career victories, and his 38 wins during the 2002-2003 season are the 7th highest total in program history.
John Massa, I am so incredibly proud of you and your accomplishments during your time at Hofstra University. You were a difference maker. You know, top recruit in the country from Long Island, right? You stayed home from the great Long Beach program. You went on to be a 3-time All-American. You won 4 conference titles. You helped the team win 4 titles. And quite frankly, you helped me. You helped my coaching career, right? You helped me move forward in my career. I'm forever grateful for you and the work that you put in to be a difference maker.
Massa was Hofstra's Howdy Myers Award winner in 2005 as the Male Student Athlete of the Year.
You know, but as years have passed, we're 15 years down the road now, and I'm wearing the colors tonight, you know, kind of remembering some of the great moments we had. And I reflect on your life, and you know what, you've become a great man. You become a great leader in the community, a great business leader, right? You touch the lives of people. You understand people. So tonight, John, we congratulate you in your induction into a great athletic department as one of the greats in the Hofstra University Hall of Fame. Congrats to you, John. God bless you and your family.
He currently works for E.W. Howe Construction Group. Please join us in welcoming John Massa.
Thank you very much. I didn't prepare anything, but I do want to say a few words and echo what Rick mentioned earlier. It's a gratitude night. You know, I have so much gratitude for the sport, for the university, for the people who have mentored me in my life. I stand in front of you. I've been a lot of things in my life. You know, a foster child. I lost both my parents, but before I was 12 years old. I was raised by a city, a community of Long Beach who all chipped in a little bit, who really invested a tremendous amount of energy in making sure I stayed on the right path. And I always thought about that as I moved on in my career, and even now today. I represent that city here today in front of you. I couldn't tell you how many hundreds of families fed me dinner. But I do want to mention one guy in particular. When I was at probably the toughest times in my life, having buried both my parents, and I was a sixth grader, and I had just been introduced to the sport of wrestling, and I was wild. Wild. You can't imagine, just a tremendously wild man as a little guy. And Paul, could you please stand up? That man said to me when I was in sixth grade, "You have a gift. Wrestling will save your life. You'll wrestle in college. You'll build a family. You'll be a great man one day because of this sport." I have no idea what he saw in me that day. But I believed him. And I'm honored to stand in front of you guys because I know it makes him proud. And wrestling gave me those opportunities. I wasn't going to go to college. My older brother went to the Army. I wanted to go to the Army. Of course, he didn't let me go to the Army. He said, "You're going to wrestle, kid. We got it this far. You're getting into college and you're going to wrestle." And all that effort through high school and, winning a national title for Long Beach in high school, really putting me on the map, all culminated for me in getting a scholarship to Hofstra. And I know I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for those opportunities that were given to me. And that tremendous amount of gratitude. I spent a lot of time at Hofstra because I took a year off to go pursue my dreams to be an Olympian, to be a world team member. So I spent a tremendous amount of time there from 2000 to 2006. I came into Hofstra 17 years old because my birthday was in October. Because of him, I believed I belonged there. I believed I could swing it. I could do the schooling, and I could be on the wrestling team. And I'll never forget my first wrestling practice. Walking into the room, 17 years old, national champion, and I got the tar beat out of me. It was brutal. I remember sitting on the side of the mat saying, "What was I thinking? This is a terrible idea. I'm going to the Army." Schmeezing, stand up. The beating of my life, a rude awakening, came from him. I appreciate it. I really do. I was happy to give those beatings out when I was 22 to those guys walking in the room as freshmen. It's a little tough, because it's a great honor, and I appreciate it. But I really always felt like I left unfinished business there at Hofstra. I felt like we had all the right tools, we had the right situation, and we were going to bring that national championship home. Tom believed in it, Coach Gillespie believed in it, my teammates, I believed in it, but we came up short. We had a couple good runs, 3rd, 5th, 7th in the country, but I really do believe that we will bring it home. And Dennis, keep on fighting the good fight, recruiting those guys, and we appreciate the support. Let's keep growing the wrestling program. Thank you guys very much. To the other honorees, congratulations. I went to school with some of you guys. I can't believe I'm up here with you guys. Marcus, one of the most gifted people I've ever stood next to. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear once again for John Massa. Ladies and gentlemen, our third Hall of Fame inductee is Lisa Shevardini, an All-American softball student athlete whose name is all over the Hofstra record books. A part of 3 NCAA tournament teams, Lisa received a multitude of accolades during her career and now adds a Hall of Fame induction.
A softball student athlete from 1998 through 2001, Lisa Ciavardini was a National Fast Pitch Coaches Association third-team All-American in 2000. The 2001 American East Player of the Year, Ciavardini was a 4-time NFCA All-Region selection and a 3-time All-American East performer. She compiled a .328 career batting average, which ranks 4th all-time at the time of her graduation. She also ranks in the Hofstra career top 10 in hits with 212, runs batted in with 146, doubles with 46, and triples with 12.
Congratulations, Lisa, on your Hall of Fame induction tonight. No one is more deserving of this honor than you. I am so proud of you. To the audience in attendance tonight that never saw you play, you missed watching one of the best. One of the game's most feared power hitters, not only in our conference, but in the country. Sweet left-handed stroke that left-handed players all around the country envy. A rocket arm in right field that few players ever challenged. And a softball IQ that had Lisa making all the right plays at the right time.
Hofstra won 158 games, 4 American East Championships, and made 3 NCAA tournament appearances during her tenure.
Lisa, there's another accolade in the Hall of Fame that you've already entered. The Hall of Fame of being a wonderful daughter to Bob and Diane, a loving sister to Leah, a devoted wife to Alex, an incredible mother to Hunter and Harper, and a lifelong Jamba Juice partner, Mama. Congratulations, Lisa, and welcome to the Hofstra Hall of Fame.
Ciavardini is currently a teacher with the New York City Department of Education. Please welcome Lisa Ciavardini.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me. Okay. I just want to say, I have something on my phone I'm going to kind of read to you, but thank you to Hofstra and everybody, the selection committee. This is like a huge honor. I'm so grateful to be in this room with everybody tonight. And all the other inductees, congratulations. You guys deserve it. So this is a very special night. My parents are here, and I'm thanking them first. I just became a parent. My son is 4 and my daughter is 2. So I have a brand new appreciation for what my parents did for me. All the traveling, all the going to lessons at night, skipping so many things just to drive hours and hours to go to a pitching lesson or a hitting lesson. My dad drove me everywhere. My mom was there too. Traveling in the summer, playing on all the teams, buying all the equipment. Like literally I could not have done it without them. So they are the best parents ever, and I'm so lucky that I had them to support me throughout my playing years. My dad, I can't even tell you how many hours we were in the yard or on the street playing catch. And when I was born on July 6, 1979, the doctor was like, Bobby, okay, you got your boy. This is a linebacker. Look at the shoulders on this guy. All of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, it's a girl. So that's like a family story that we tell. And I guess I was destined to be a tomboy. I was Robert Jr., but they had to change that at the last minute. So I grew up playing sports. I was the only girl in our baseball league. So I started playing baseball, and I was the only girl in the whole entire league. And the boys would get so angry when I would strike them out. Luckily, I had my bigger cousins, and they would be like my bodyguards after the game. Like, they'd surround me so that the boys would be like, who is this girl? So that's how my career started. And then we were in the yard one day. Our yard was like the back of our elementary school. And my dad and I were playing. And I remember he threw a ball, like a pop fly up. And it was a baseball, and it actually hit me like right in my eye. And I ended up getting like a black eye, but there was a softball coach there practicing with her team. And she was like, does she play softball? And my dad was like, no, she plays baseball. And that's how I started to get into softball. My high school coach was great. I had a great career, played lots of travel ball. And then my best friend went to Hofstra, Alicia Smith. She's a Hall of Famer also. And we went to our first concert at Nassau Coliseum. It was an Eric Clapton concert. We were in high school. And she was like, wouldn't it be cool to go to this school? It's like Hofstra. We could go to concerts. And I was like, that would be so cool. So the year after, she was like, I'm going to Hofstra. So she played with me, and we were rivals in high school. So she was like, I'm going. And that's how I got to know what Hofstra was. And then I went to a sectional dinner for my high school team, and the Hofstra coach was there, and he was speaking, and he told us a story, and it was about like a football team. The big animals were playing the little animals, and the big animals were having all these plays, and they weren't doing well. They were getting killed. And then after the halftime, the second half, the little animals started they had one player who was making all these plays. They were like, whoa, who is this guy? He was like tackling, wow, like where did this guy come from? So then it ended up being like a centipede. I don't tell it as well as him, but they're like, dude, where were you? Where were you? Why did you just show up now in the second half? And it was a centipede, and he was like, I was in the locker room getting my ankles taped. So I didn't tell it like he does, but Coach Edwards was at that dinner, and he told that joke, and I swear to God, ever since then, I just always think of that joke, and I just laugh because I fell in love with him that second. And I was like, Alicia was there, and I was like, tell me more about Hofstra. So we ended up going for a visit, and he took a chance on me because my recruiting video, I literally had old T-shirts as bases, and we were at like a field, and my friend Alicia was like pitching balls to me. It was like the most ridiculous recruiting video ever, and he saw it, and for some reason, he ended up giving me a chance, and I could not be more honored and more grateful to play for him. He's literally like my second father. My Hofstra family is my second family. My friends are my friends for life. A lot of them are, I got so many calls today. And our kids now hang out together. So it's literally a Hofstra family. And it's just a special, special opportunity and a special gift to be part of this. So I just want to say thank you to my mom. Thank you to my dad. Thank you to Coach. Thank you to Janie. We called her Mama because we would get on the bus and she would check our bags for snacks because we weren't allowed to have snacks. But if we snuck like a brownie in that our mom packed or cookies, she would be like, you're good, go ahead. So Mama always helped us to laugh and get through all the hard times, especially after we lost games. So they are literally like my second parents, and I could not be luckier to have them in my life. Coach taught me so many lessons off the field. I've been a teacher for 16 years, and I find myself saying things that he says. Sally Cupcake, Bazooka State. I tell all my fourth graders, and they're like, what are you talking about? But I try and teach them the lessons that he taught me, and now I'm trying to teach them to my kids, and starting my kids in the legacy of Hofstra and taking them to games and supporting the programs. We look forward to doing that in the future and showing them how lucky they are to be a part of this program also. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. Congratulations to everyone. And Hofstra Pride, go Pride. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again for Lisa Shevardini. Our fourth inductee tonight is Lizanne Murphy of the women's basketball program. A fierce rebounder and 1,000-point scorer, Lizanne was a team leader on some of the best teams in Hofstra women's basketball history. She also went on to a great career with the Canadian Olympic national team and as a professional overseas.
A women's basketball student athlete from 2003 through 2007, Lizanne Murphy recorded 1,245 points and 988 rebounds during her career. She is the Pride's fourth all-time leading rebounder and is one of just 24 players in program history to eclipse 1,000 career points. A third-team All-Colonial Athletic Association selection in 2005, Murphy helped Hofstra to 2 WNIT appearances, including a trip to the quarterfinals in 2007. She was also part of the Hofstra team that upset nationally ranked Michigan State for the first win over a ranked opponent in program history.
Congratulations, Lizanne Murphy. I tell you what, you came to Hofstra with one goal in mind, not to get the 4 college degrees that you received, not to take the basketball program to newfound heights. You asked me to help you get to the Olympics. And we worked hard and we really, really pushed you, almost probably too hard. But look at you now. You're a Hall of Famer, man. You're a Hall of Famer. So proud of you. Congratulations. 2-time Olympian, quad major, over a 3.7 overall GPA. I had nothing to do with it. I was just a witness to most of it.
Following graduation, Murphy enjoyed an extensive professional career overseas and played for more than a decade on Team Canada. She played in nearly 150 games for her home country and is the only 2-time Olympian in Hofstra athletics history, playing on the 2012 and 2016 Canadian Olympic squad.
I am so honored to walk with you on this journey, even for just a little bit. Go take more opportunities for yourself, but stay, relax, sit down, let everybody clap for you. Bravo. Congratulations. Your coach will always love you.
Murphy currently works for the Canadian Olympic Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lizanne Murphy.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, due to COVID-19 travel restrictions, she returned from the Olympic Games in Tokyo. Lizanne could not be here with us tonight. However, we do have a recorded message from her.
Hello, Hofstra family. Lizanne Murphy here. I'm coming at you from Tokyo, Japan for the Olympic Games. I wish I could have been there in person, but the way the current restrictions are set up, I likely wouldn't have been able to make it over the US border in time to celebrate with you all. So if you can imagine, I live 6 hours away in Montreal, but we're almost like a whole world away. I hope you all are having an amazing evening so far, and I really want to thank Rick, Jay, Cindy, and Brian for making it possible for me to still be in this class and to deliver this message via video. You know, yet another wrinkle that's come up in the last 18 months that has kind of made all of our lives shift in different ways. I'm so honored to be inducted into the Hofstra Hall of Fame, especially with those who are in this class. You know, 4 of us were at Hofstra at the same time, and with Marcus, Antoine, and John, I remember you all so vividly, just seeing how you trained, how you got after it. It's such an inspiring, and to see what you've accomplished since being at Hofstra, it's really cool to be in the same class as you. I also really felt like I got to know your sports because I worked about, 100 million hours for sports facilities. So in that, I really want to thank Neil and Colin for allowing this student athlete to be able to work for sports facilities for so long and get to know all of the other sports. And for both Lisa and John, while I didn't get to share time at Hofstra with you, your names were, household names by the time I got into Hofstra. And so your legacies continued on, and they're things that we were all inspired by. So I'm very proud to be a part of this class. I'm also really proud to be a part of this class because I wasn't the greatest star at Hofstra. I wasn't the household name that everybody knew, that was in every news release. But I was the person who was probably the most consistent, showed up every day, gave it all I had every single day, was a great leader. And, you know, arguably my greatest successes came after I graduated from Hofstra. You know, I never would have thought when I came onto the Hofstra campus as, you know, a young little skinny Canadian freshman with a bunch of hopes and dreams that I would go on to become a two-time Olympian, you know, win gold medals on the international stage and have this unbelievable pro career. But all along the way, I really believe those foundations were set by the lessons I learned on the Hofstra campus. And so for that, I'm so grateful to be a part of that. And while I've lived in 7 different countries, I've probably visited and played basketball in like 25 other countries, Hofstra has come along with me all the way, and I'm so proud to represent. And so I really want to thank you all for this induction. I've been very fortunate to be exposed to some incredible women leaders in my time as a student athlete at Hofstra. You know, Cindy, I really want to thank you for your thoughtful leadership and how much attention and support you gave to the women's sports on campus. That made so much of what we did possible. And the athletic director at the time, Jack Hayes, he really supported that. He bought in to it. And I think about, you know, all the championships that were won when I was at campus. Like, Hofstra has a culture of excellence, and it was so cool to be amongst that. Really, like, a lot of the things that we learned and a lot of the things, like, you got inspired by the other people on campus, by the other teams. It was really fun to be a part of it. I come from a huge family. My mom is one of 8. You know, I'm one of 27 grandkids, and I really sought family. And so when I was leaving Canada for the first time, I came to Hofstra and I found a family in, you know, the team behind the team, the whole sports facilities team, the game day staff, all of the people on campus. Like, you know, all across, you walk in the arena, you walk in the PFC, it's a family. And in that, I found that, and I think it really allowed me to become the woman and the leader I was meant to be. And so for that, I want to thank every person who's here now and all the people who have come before. It really made me comfortable enough to find my voice. I was also really lucky to come in with an amazing freshman class in Vanessa Giddin, Lana Harshaw, CJ McCullen, who are likely their time is going to come to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. But we came in, you know, young women, didn't really know what to do, but we knew we wanted to leave our legacy. And Coach Jack and Coach K both really fostered that in us, and it really catapulted the woman I've become today. I'm now able to shape sport in Canada on how leadership is done in things like gender equity and diversity, equity, and inclusion. And those things and those lessons really come from my time at Hofstra and the things that I've learned there. So for that, I really want to thank you all. I do have to say, I have a feeling that this nomination came from Stephen Gorchov, so I really want to thank you, Stephen, for that, for all the support over the years, you know, for my time at Hofstra, for all of the time after, and even for the support you've given to my family. It's been so awesome, so thank you for this. This award really goes out to all of my teammates. I think that I'm in there, I'm the first of many, but the women's basketball team is such a family, and I've had such great teammates that it's really cool to be able to share this with them. But definitely to my parents. They made the drive to almost every single game my senior year. For those who don't know, my father's visually impaired, but he was a staple in the crowd, yelling at the refs, cheering for us every day. They'd go on the road, they'd hit 17-hour road trips, 30-hour road trips to get to Florida. But this is really for them, and we really can't wait to get back on campus and get back down to the turnpike and go to all our favorite stops. But we will get there soon. Once the borders open up and once I'm able to get back, I'll be able to come and celebrate and watch some of the games. So with that, I really want to congratulate all the inductees. I'm proud to be your classmate. I hope you all have an amazing evening, and I hope to see you all soon. A bientôt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lizanne Murphy. In Tokyo, coming back from Tokyo with the Canadian national team continuing to make Hofstra proud. Ladies and gentlemen, our 5th Hofstra Athletics Hall of Fame inductee is one of the men's basketball program's most prolific scorers, Antoine Agudio. Anyone who watched Hofstra men's basketball play in the mid-2000s remembers Antoine and his long-range shooting. one of the top three-point shooters in program and CAA history. Antoine was part of 3 NIT teams during his time in Hempstead.
A member of the men's basketball program from 2004 through 2008, Antoine Agudio graduated as the program's all-time leading scorer with 2,276 points, surpassing a mark that had stood since 1965. He also added a program-best 357 three-pointers and 317 assists. He currently ranks 3rd all-time in scoring and remains the Pride's all-time three-point field goal leader. A 4-time All-Colonial Athletic Association selection, Agudio was the CAA Rookie of the Year in 2005. He was also a 2-time All-Met Basketball Writers Association honoree and the most valuable player at the 2006 Holiday Festival at Madison Square Garden.
It's my pleasure to be with all of you and to talk to you on behalf of the wonderful, wonderful job that Antoine Agudio did as not only a student, but as an athlete at Hofstra University. It's my pleasure to be here and talk about him and his family, who was incredibly supportive to us for 5 years after his redshirt year, behind our bench, always making noise, getting on the other coach and players, and just being a big part of the Hofstra family. When you think about Antoine, you just think about buckets. You think about the shots he made from all over the floor, especially from 3, and especially from that deep right corner. He was part of a great triumvirate of 3 great guards, himself, Lawrence Stokes, and Carlos Rivera, that all played the game the way it should be. They shared the basketball, they all defended, they all rebounded. Antoine came up with some big rebounds in big situations for us and was a much better passer than people gave him credit for. I remember hearing the other bench screaming, how could you leave him open? Every time he'd make a 3, their game plan wasn't to let him get one off. But he was a creative player with great instincts, great feel for the game. So God bless Antoine, his family, and God bless everybody at Hofstra University. Go Pride.
During his tenure, Hofstra won 95 games and made 3 consecutive National Invitation Tournament appearances. Following graduation, Agudio enjoyed a long career in the NBA G League and played professionally in Europe. He is currently a paraprofessional in the Half Hollow Hill School District on Long Island and also serves as a junior varsity basketball coach at his alma mater, Walt Whitman High School. Please join us in welcoming Antoine Agudio.
I don't know what to say. I didn't prepare for anything, but you know, first and foremost, I want to thank God, because without Him, this wouldn't be possible. He gave me my talents and the work ethic, and also, you know, I want to thank my parents too as well, because without them sacrificing their lives and putting their money and effort and time and to making my life better, I wouldn't be in this position right now. So, thank you. It's a funny story too. I'm gonna tell you now. Me and my father battle all the time. We argue every time. He goes, "Yeah, I was a better high school player than you." And I'm like, okay, because you was Mr. New York State basketball player in 1982. I fell short in 2003. And I'm like, I'm a better college player than you. And he's like, okay, you got that. You played 101. I beat him when I was about 18, right? Yeah. But every time we have a conversation about basketball, he always brings that up. But, you know, he pushed me, and, you know, he's my biggest critic. And I thank him for that because he made me the person I am today, and he made me work harder each and every day. He tell me, son, that's not good enough. Keep working hard, and and he made me a better player, and my mom sacrificed as well, and I thank you so much for everything you guys have done, and and I thank Hofstra for giving me the opportunity and the chance when no other school would give me the chance. And it's just amazing how that things work out, and here I am. I'm in a great class, and this man over here who's the head coach for Hofstra, he made me, thrive to be better too, because I watched him play, and he worked hard, and he deserved everything he has, and this program's going in the right direction, and I'm glad that he is the head coach now, and congratulations to you, Speed. And as far as inductees, body work speaks for itself. I remember doing physical therapy, and I see Marcus Colston. He just throwing the ball off a trampoline. I'm like, what are you doing? He just throwing it. And I'm just like, huh? I'm like, how's that gonna help? and I'm working on my ankle because I twisted my ankle, and he just doing this and catching it, and then I'm just like, all right, if that helps. But when I seen him at the combine, I watched the combine, and he's catching everything, and I'm just like, oh, okay. It makes sense. And he made me become a Saints fan, because we went to the same school and everything. So congratulations to you and all the inductees, and God bless everybody for being here. Thank you so much for everything you have done for this program, and I love you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for Antoine Agudio. Ladies and gentlemen, our final Hall of Fame inductee, Marcus Colston, was one of the most dynamic wide receivers to play football at Hofstra University. He graduated as the Pride's all-time leader in receiving yards and went on to a spectacular career in the NFL with the New Orleans Saints. Marcus continues to do great things as a businessman and philanthropist, and now he is a Hofstra Athletics Hall of Famer.
A 4-year letterman and a 3-year starter on the Hofstra football team from 2001 through 2005, Marcus Colston was selected in the 7th round of the 2006 National Football League draft by the New Orleans Saints after an outstanding career with the Pride. As a senior, he was an All-Atlantic 10 Football Conference first-team selection and held the Hofstra record for career receiving yards. Colston posted 70 receptions for 975 yards and 5 touchdowns in 2005 to finish his career with 182 receptions for 2,834 yards and 18 touchdowns. His 182 catches ranked 3rd on the Hofstra career reception list, while his 2,834 yards is 2nd.
Marcus, congratulations. Wow, what an accomplishment. Could not be prouder of you, and it's really well deserved. I remember when we first met and watching you grow into the player that you eventually became with the Saints. I remember our time together in New Orleans and meeting you for lunch and just seeing the man that you were growing into. And now, over the last couple years, seeing the leader that you've become is awesome. It's come a long way from Pennsylvania and Hofstra University, but what an accomplishment. We couldn't be more proud of you. Congratulations, and continue to do great things in the community. I'm so proud of you, brother. Wishing you all the best.
Colston had his jersey number 89 retired in 2008. A recent inductee into the New Orleans Saints Hall of Fame, Colston played in 146 career games for the Saints with 106 starts and recorded 711 receptions for 9,759 yards and 72 touchdowns. He is ranked first in Saints history in receptions, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, and total touchdowns with 72, and is tied for first with 28 100-yard receiving performances. He was also a Saints All-50th Team selection in 2016. Colston is the founder of Dynasty Innovation, a corporate consulting firm. Please join us in welcoming Marcus Colston.
I don't know who put this program together and made the guy with 5 words the last speaker tonight, but here we go. Similar sentiment to everyone that's been up here before me. It's a tremendous honor to be in front of you here tonight. I'm really, truly humbled to go into this Hall of Fame in this class. Really grateful to receive this honor, and I'm really honored to go in with a class that's as distinguished as this one. You know, looking across the campus and seeing my contemporaries, you know, John, Antoine, Lizanne, you know, you guys raised the bar of excellence in Hofstra athletics. And, you know, just as a peer, watching the work that you guys put in, watching the success that you guys had, you guys raised the bar, you set the bar, and it was one that as an athlete that followed your careers and tracked your careers, I knew what I had to do to keep pace. And I really appreciate you guys, and again, just honored and humbled to go into this class with you all. I want to say thank you to my family and friends. A couple are here this evening. My Uncle Butchie, I don't get here without you. You know, the time that you put in, the investments, the conversations when I didn't know I'd be able to do it, the run-ins you had with the Verrazano Bridge. Really appreciate your support over the years. Aunt Nadine, I appreciate you letting them do it. My man K. Roy, appreciate you, man. You know, I stepped on campus as a 175-pound freshman with a lot of dreams and aspirations, but no clue how I was going to get there. And you gave me the blueprint. You didn't have to. You welcomed me with open arms. We were competing for the same passes, the same reps. But you showed me what it meant to really be a teammate that stood on integrity and put the team first. And that example that you set followed me throughout the rest of my career. And a lot of the way that I've been able to conduct my business on the field is a direct credit to you, just watching the way that you worked, the way that you care for people, and the way that you care for the craft. Again, man, you laid the blueprint, man, and I appreciate you allowing me to follow it. To my beautiful wife, Emily, my kids, Austin and Mia, I'm just so grateful to be able to share this chapter with you guys. You know, just to have a chance to go walk the field with my little man, who I know has dreams of his own. There's no feeling in the world like that. So I appreciate being able to share this with you all. I don't have a ton of words for you guys, but you know, I started playing this game when I was 7 years old, and like a lot of young kids, I had a dream. I had a dream to play in the NFL, play at the highest level. And I don't know what it was about this game that made me fall in love, but there's nothing like getting hit in your mouth and lining up the next snap knowing it's going to happen again. and you got to decide what you're going to do about it. You know, this game, it takes everything out of you. Antoine mentioned me throwing the ball against the trampoline. What he didn't know, I was coming back from a surgery, and what a lot of you guys probably don't know is you know, I got a chance to play as a freshman, but I ended up redshirting what would have been my first senior year. You know, I had a shoulder injury, and you know, I saw a lot of my classmates that I came in with at 01. They walked the stage and graduated and left me behind. But that year off, that year away from the game, you know, showed me a lot about not just myself, but what the game really meant to me. And you know, that's part of this journey that we're all on. And you know, what this game has taught me, what my time at Hofstra has taught me is that, you know, you got to be thankful for all the times, the good times, the bad times, because it can all be positive. It's what you do. It's what you do with those situations, the positive situations, the negative situations. It's what you do that dictates where you go in this life. You know, this game has given me a lot. You know, it's allowed me to compete alongside teammates that have become lifelong friends. I'm thankful for those relationships, the bond, the brotherhood. I'm thankful for that meal plan that never seemed to last through the semester. I guess it taught me how to budget. But you know, all in all, I'm super honored. I'm really thankful to be here in front of you this evening. This is a culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of investment from a lot of people, and I wouldn't be able to name you all if I started and I tried. But just truly honored, truly thankful for everyone that's played a part in this, knowingly or unknowingly. And again, thank you all for this honor. Congratulations to the rest of the class, and thank you all. It means a lot.
I think I speak for all of us in this room and for the entire Hofstra community for all those years that have filled us with pride when we would tune into Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football and the Saints would be playing and we would hear the words, Marcus Colston, Hofstra University. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Colston. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our conclusion. What an outstanding induction ceremony and such heartfelt words from all of our inductees. Congratulations to all of them on this honor. How about one more round of applause for our entire 2021 class, Hofstra Athletics Hall of Fame. One final reminder for those who are going to be collecting silent auction items, you can see Jessica Kalbfleisch as you leave to pay and collect your items. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have enjoyed tonight's event, and we hope to see you again next year. Please arrive home safely. Thank you, and good night.